The audience settled just enough for the tension to breathe. Jack Palmer's smile stretched like plastic under the stage lights, calculated, cocky. "So now Wick wears eyeliner," he said, leaning into the joke like it was a punch. The crowd gave him a weak laugh, uncertain. Ana de Armas didn't flinch. Her eyes, cool and fixed, met his. "Maybe it's time strength looked different," she replied, measured, unbothered. A hush spread like smoke. Keanu Reeves sat beside her, silent, unmoved, watching. Something in the room shifted, not loud, not sudden, just enough to unsettle. Jack's grin twitched, but he pushed on. The cameras stayed wide. People in the audience leaned forward, sensing it. A storm wasn't coming. It was already here, quiet and still. Keanu's hand rested on his knee, fingers slightly tense. He didn't speak yet. He didn't need to, because when he did, the words wouldn't shout. They'd land like a stone, and everything would tilt. The studio lights didn't dim, but something else did. Jack's grin still flashed, but the energy had changed. The room wasn't with him anymore. It was watching him. Anna's answer still lingered in the air. "Maybe it's time strength looked different." And Keanu hadn't spoken yet. But when he did, it wouldn't be loud. It would be final. This wasn't new. Jack Palmer's legacy had always been built on subtle cruelty. The way he smirked through discomfort, how he twisted progress into parody, and always made sure the last laugh belonged to him. His producers never pulled the plug, because discomfort drove views. Viral outrage was good for ratings. Years ago, a black actress stormed off mid-interview when Jack mocked her natural hair. She was never invited back. A rising Latina singer froze when Jack mimicked her accent. He called it playful banter. No one on set said a word. One crew member who confronted him off-air fired the next morning. "Budget cuts," they said. The whispers never reached headlines, but they lingered in green rooms. "He's worse live. Just breathe," an intern muttered to Anna before she walked out. "HR doesn't touch Jack," a reporter added as the door closed behind her. Now, the same host leaned forward, fake charm on full display. "So when they gave you the role, were you flattered, or did you figure they ran out of guys?" Anna blinked once. Not angry, just clearer. "I thought," she said softly. Finally a chance to stop asking for permission. Scattered applause grew louder. Jack shifted just a bit. He tried again, glancing at Keanu. "You played Wick for a decade. Now you're just watching. What's that feel like?" Keanu looked at him, still. Then at Anna. Then back. "It was never about bullets," he said. "It was about what he carried." Anna added without looking at either of them. "And I carry that too." Jack scoffed gently. "Sure, but I read you were cleaning houses in Cuba when the offer came in." He chuckled. Must have been one hell of a glow-up. The room exhaled. Not laughter, just breath leaving. Anna's hand tightened slightly on the couch cushion. "Yes," she said. "I was cleaning houses, and memorizing scripts, and getting told no because of my accent." She paused, voice steady. "You think that's a punchline, but all it did was make me better." Jack blinked. No comeback. Across from him, Keanu's posture hadn't changed, but his presence had. The balance had shifted. Quietly, irreversibly. Jack's laugh came too quickly now. Sharp at the edges, brittle. The audience wasn't laughing with him anymore. Not really. Some clapped politely, others just watched. The shift was quiet but unmistakable. The control he once gripped so easily was slipping through his fingers like ash. Anna and Keanu hadn't moved much. They didn't need to. Their stillness said enough. Jack shuffled his cue cards. They bent slightly under his fingers. He leaned in with that trademark smirk, aiming for recovery. "Don't get me wrong," he said, eyes flicking to Anna. "It's cute, really. A stylish assassin with a skincare routine. Wick with winged eyeliner." A few nervous chuckles. More side eyes than laughs. Anna didn't blink. "The only thing fragile here," she said, her voice low, controlled, "is your idea of power." That line landed. A woman in the front stood slowly, clapping once, then twice, until others followed. Jack's grin flickered. He turned sharply toward Keanu. "You're really letting her take the lead, huh? From the dog-loving gunslinger to sidekick." Still trying. Still pretending it was a show. Keanu looked at him, expression unreadable. Then finally, "You fear relevance passing by," he said evenly. "Not because you're old, but because you never grew." The audience exhaled. A couple people stood. A man near the back whispered, "Damn." Jack smiled again, but it didn't reach his eyes. He flipped to the next card, desperate now. His voice dipped low, laced with fake charm. "You still wear that cross?" he asked Keanu. Didn't think there was room for that kind of thing in Hollywood anymore. Faith, meaning, all that outdated soul-searching stuff. Keanu didn't react right away. He reached up slowly, touched the small silver cross beneath his shirt, only for a moment, not to show it, but to feel it. "I wore this long before the fame," he said softly. "I wear it now, so I don't forget what it cost." Silence. Full and final. Jack looked down. One last card left. One last chance. He laughed, but the sound was bitter now. "Okay, sure. But let me ask, when all of this is over, when no one remembers Keanu Reeves or Ana de Armas, what happens then?" Keanu leaned forward slightly, hands clasped, eyes calm. "The question," he said, "was never what they'll remember about me." He looked directly at Jack. "It's what they'll remember about you." The room froze. Cameras zoomed in, not on Jack, but on Ana and Keanu. Stoic, unshaken. The studio lights dimmed without ceremony. No outro music. No closing joke. Just silence, the kind that stays with you. The show was over, but the aftermath had only begun. Within hours, the clips hit the internet like sparks on dry grass. Keanu's words. Ana's poise. Jack's unraveling. Not heavily edited, not dramatized. Just raw moments. Shared. Clipped. Remembered. Millions watched, rewatched, whispered. Then the silence came. Not absence, but judgment. No applause. Just absence where attention used to be. Jack watched it all from home. His eyes red, sunken. The room dark but for the glow of his phone screen, replaying the same segment over and over. Keanu's voice played again. A flame spreads if passed right. Jack's inbox was quiet. No invites. No calls. Just one subject line, "You good?" He didn't reply. His phone, once always buzzing, sat untouched. His name, once trend-worthy, had faded beneath a wave of other voices, louder, stronger, truer. Meanwhile, Ana walked out of another interview. No condescension this time. No laughter lined with doubt. Just respect. She spoke, and they listened. Not as a woman trying to prove herself, but as someone already standing tall. A reporter's voice caught off camera as her segment ended. "He won't be back next season." Someone else whispered, "Finally." Across the city, a boy wore a t-shirt that read, "Strength doesn't need stubble." A woman posted a screenshot of Keanu's stare and wrote, "He was never the story." And somewhere in the background, Anna's voice returned, not live, but over footage. Being the protagonist was never about gender. It was about the courage to speak last, and speak true. Jack saw it all. On screens in cafes, headlines he once dominated now listing his silence as the only quote. He passed by a storefront playing a recap segment. He paused, half hidden in a hoodie. His face appeared for a second. People looked, then looked away. At the studio, the stage sat empty. One camera light blinked red in standby. A single chair in the center. The leather looked worn, familiar. Jack's old cue cards still sat on the armrest, bent, fingerprinted, forgotten. The camera zoomed in slowly. No words, no applause. Just the sound of nothing. Then black. And then, the words appeared, white against silence. "It's not about who speaks louder. It's about who speaks last, when it matters most."